Oh, you guys are doing the jam toast in the oven.
Oh,
we ate so much toast.
Jam
Yeah,
toast.
you would take down a loaf quite easily.
Oh, loaf
A
a day.
Yeah. Keeps the
Doctor away.
yeah.
Are we rolling, G? Yeah. We on?
And a 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3. Freedom Club, welcome.
Freedom Fridays.
Yeah, that's it. Freedom Fridays, episode 6. If I'm not mistaken, this is the final episode of this season.
It is. It is.
So-
the finale.
Yeah.
The crescendo.
That's it. We hope you enjoy it. And then I guess patiently wait for the season to follow.
Season 2. Season 2.
Unless you came really late and we already have 2 seasons released, then you can binge watch this.
I'm liking that. Go back to episode 1, watch all the way
How
through.
exciting.
I love that. Well, welcome to Freedom Fridays, everybody.
Welcome,
we've got Will,
guys.
we've got Josh, we've got me, Austin, and we're the three
Freedom Club
co-founders
3
of Freedom Club, Australia's fastest growing e-commerce education community.
Yes.
And we do Freedom Fridays to just talk so you can get to know us a little bit better. Behind all the e-com, we're not going to sit here and talk e-com for 25 minutes. We're going to talk about us, and we're going to talk about what we've experienced. We're going to try and share some lessons, impart some wisdom, and be funny along the way because, Josh has got a funny looking head. So
Yes, exactly.
it's
Funny head.
We're going to jump straight in because, time is of the essence. As always, you've got $5. $5, a hangover, and a 7-Eleven. What food are you getting?
That's easy.
Easy.
Yeah, 100%.
Is it your only food? Like, is this your only chance to eat, or are you getting something to make yourself feel better?
It says the wording of the question is, what's the survival meal? So this is like, you are so hungry.
Oh, so you
gotta
got
pick
one
something.
opportunity to eat.
Yeah.
And it's 7-Eleven, you're hungover. Can it be like $7? Can I get an extra couple of bucks?
Okay, you know what? No, actually, yeah. Let's
Okay.
get inflation.
All right, so 100% what?
It's crazy that you know like the price of what would you get. I'm so
Maybe I've
interested.
just been hungover a couple of times and gone to 7-Eleven.
I need $7.40.
Shit, okay. I'd go straight in and get the cheese and bacon, like the pie, but the long one. So you can kind of like
The traveler pie.
Traveler
pie, ketchup on it, and then a slushie. Why not?
You're getting all that for $7.
Wow.
Yeah, slushies are like $1 sometimes.
In this
7-Eleven do
economy.
a special,
Wow.
I think I would go the traveler pie too, with a bottle of water though. Or
God, you're
actually, hold on.
Healthy is this guy.
I probably couldn't afford electrolytes and water, so I'd get like a Gatorade, purple Gatorade, great.
Oh, because he's
Dude, they're
factoring
nice.
in the hangover part. I like that. Electrolytes. He's
Yeah.
thinking. We're not
Yeah.
thinking.
I think sugar does something good for you too when you're hungover, right?
A Maggie? How many Maggies?
Don't bring that up. That's my vulnerable. That's how you start. It's like-
Magnips.
Okay, Austin, you?
you.
I don't want to sound like a repeat here. I was literally going to say a cheese and bacon pie, but
wait.
I'm going to say something different. All right, cheese Kransky. Do they have cheese Kranskys at 7-Eleven?
Ask if they have Danishes.
Not
Do they have
last year,
Danishes?
bro.
Oh, I love a Danish. I love a Danish.
I could tell a funny story about Austin.
hold on.
It was the mermaid 7-Eleven, like, get out of here, mate.
Okay.
My
Wait.
Birkenstock.
Guys, I have to tell this story. I have to tell a funny story about Austin. He's going to go red. So when we first started traveling together, Bodrum was one of the first sort of experiences. Now, all three of us are very health conscious. We eat healthy food. We go to the gym. We have treats here and there. We call it pud. Okay, long story. But anyway, so Austin would sometimes go for a drive, and I was like, and like we kind of had an agreement where we were eating healthy, and I always wondered where he was going. Anyway, he'd come back. He was super happy, in a great mood, and then that was it. Anyway, I think it was like a few days later, he kind of opened up to me, and he's like, "Look, bro, I've got to tell you something. I've been going to the supermarket." And I've been eating Danishes. And he didn't want me to see. He was embarrassed. He was breaking out thing. And he was just, so he was driving off, eating some sweets by himself and coming back. I just thought that was hilarious. But anyway, I just wish 7-Eleven had Danishes.
Well, hold on. And then you guys both started doing it. And then I was
No,
the last
jam
I
one.
on
walked
toast.
into that.
We did jam on toast.
I deserve that.
Like, what I would do is I'd hide it with the fact that I'm going to the supermarket to get groceries, stuff we actually needed. And then I just slip a couple of extra bits in there at
Oh
the
my
end.
God.
Eat them in the car ride on the way back.
Oh, you guys are doing the jam toast in the oven.
Oh,
We ate so much toast.
Oven jam
Yeah,
toast.
you would take down a loaf quite easily.
Oh,
A
loaf a
loaf a
day.
day. Yeah. Keeps the...
Doctor away.
Oh,
Well, that's what happens. There you go. Those are our $5 hangover meals and our obsession with pud.
Yeah.
If anybody else knows what that reference is, that is top marks, A grade, if you know what the pud reference is.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Oh, you didn't tell me there was cost.
Just leave it there on the table. Someone might.
Yeah.
Nice.
Let's see if anyone gets it.
Well, the next segment is generally crazy comments, but I think we should go a bit deeper than that today.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're always talking about the negative comments, having a joke about them, responding to them in a lighthearted way. But let's go a step deeper, I guess. We need to be a bit more vulnerable on here. Vulnerable. I think we need to talk about something we've been challenged with at the moment, something that's, you know, been difficult for us to move through, how we're dealing with that.
I've got one.
Straight away.
Yeah, I mean, like I just walk through vulnerability, man. I'm just always in it. No. I just thought of one because it came up the other day. So you guys, you have time to think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I used to drink way too much alcohol. Like I would go as far as saying I probably had a bad relationship with it. Anyway, so to prove to myself that I didn't, I did 6 months no alcohol. Like I just had to show myself that I didn't have a problem. That's being super vulnerable right now. But then I said, I guess an effect from that is like, I think a lot of the relationships I had, whether they be like romantically with women or with mates or whatever, was based around alcohol. And not only was it based around that, I felt like it was super easy to connect because like when you're out drinking, you can kind of let your walls down and it's like, I guess, easier to develop like connections quicker. What I've noticed is I don't drink as much now, barely anything. And I've noticed that connecting with people is very different and it's taking time for me to get used to, especially romantically. It's like, I think it just takes a bit more to let my walls down and I need to actually spend a lot more time with people before I can fully connect with them versus the alcohol thing. So I don't know. That came up like 2 days ago. So I thought I'd
appreciate you sharing that, bro.
Yeah. I've got something similar. I think,
copycat.
I think traveling so much recently, I feel that I'm definitely growing distant in a lot of my relationships. Like I'm just away from people and I feel like people are like still happy to see me and talk to me. But it's like I was chatting with my sister and I just feel like, you know, they're excited for what you're doing, but really they can't really plan or create their life around you being there because you're just not there. So that's one thing that I'm feeling at the moment is a bit disconnected from all the people who I'm usually really close with. Friends, family, everything like that. But yeah, traveling is definitely it's weighing heavy on my conscience at the moment. Just the frequency of it. And it does feel lonely in a way. Do you guys ever get that? You're just like bouncing around. Everyone kind of knows where you are. They're kind of following your story, but really you're on the plains by yourself most of the time.
Yeah, just really quickly on that, like it's 100%. Like traveling, don't get us wrong. We're so grateful and we love traveling, but too much of anything does get old. I mean, you really start missing like your routine and like just like Josh said, like to being able to develop relationships and put time into relationships. It is something that, and we're talking like we've been traveling quite a bit for the last 3 years more. So yeah, no, I agree, bro. Like for me recently, I'm spending a lot more time in Dubai. Like I'm going to spend basically the whole year here just so I can like be a part of community and actually have relationships with people. And yeah.
What about you, Austin?
One for me at the moment is it's surfacing again after being hidden away for a while. Just like this dissatisfaction with where I'm at and really trying to break down objectively. Where am I at now? What did I dream of achieving? And it's funny, I catch myself like constantly stressing about pushing for more growth, for more money, for more just everything, more freedom. Like even though we have it in such a beautiful way of living, like, and God has blessed me with all this abundance, I still want more. And it really hit me the other day when I was thinking, like, I ran the numbers and I was looking at all this money that I spend on things and like all these beautiful things that I dreamed of having when I was like 3-4 years ago. I wanted this level of freedom. I dreamed about it. It was my vision. It was, once I get there, I will be so happy and set with everything in my life. And then I know it sounds somewhat cliche, but now having achieved those things and now ticking things off on my vision board that I thought were more in the future, but now doing them early. I'm like, I need to be focusing more on depth and the things that actually matter. I need to have purpose and I need to find fulfillment in the work that I'm doing. And I've always used work and growth and hitting bigger revenue and more profit as a way to somewhat achieve satisfaction, but realizing that that's just, I was like, no, I don't believe it. I'll hit the goal, life will feel good.
Yeah.
But then you hit the goal and you're like, well, the next one I'll feel good. I got to keep focusing. I've got to keep locking in.
Yeah.
And I think I'm noticing even with our successful students, they're so hard on themselves and they've come so far and they're now making 1,000 a day in profit, 2,000 more.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I can't grow this. I'm frustrated. Like, should I just stop and change products and all that? And I have to remind them, because I have to remind myself of this, that let's just step back. Let's look at what you've built. You've gone from working a job that you weren't particularly interested in and didn't really like going to. Now you've created an online income. You're now working remotely. You now have taken more time to spend time with family. You've now doing the things you want to do because you don't have that same weight on your shoulders, worrying about money all the time. And now you've created this extra sense of like, just extra pain for no reason. Like you're putting all this pressure on yourself. Yeah. And so I have to remind them and be like, look how far you've come. You've done so much and this is just the beginning and you'll achieve all those goals you set out to. But I'm also struggling with that as well. I try and reflect, and I know we often give better advice to people. It's at the Solomon's paradox. You give all this great advice to people, but then in your own life, you still struggle with those things. But yeah, that's, I guess, the thing that I'm going through right now. I'm trying to be not just grateful, but actually satisfied and fulfilled with what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't mean you can't push for more, but you should be extremely happy with what you have done so far.
Yeah. Very common thing in entrepreneurism. What do you think?
Wondering that, yeah.
What do you think right now? Because I know I've got some opinion.
I wish I knew the answer. I think it's just spending more time in the work on the stuff I really enjoy. And if I'm going to set goals, really attaching it to what that means or the freedom or the things that it will do for other people around me and not just chasing a goal that has no meaning. I don't want to set it to be this monthly profit target without knowing the why. That's the bit I've added recently. This is the goal. This is what it would look like to achieve it. But why do I want this? Yeah. And if I can't answer that question, the goal is meaningless in my eyes.
I think as long as the why aligns with your purpose, very easy to make up whys and to make side of you. That is our straight up. That's our morals. That's what our family always can kind of tell, like deep in the gut. That's that little voice. So easy to silence. So easy to not hear in the north world, but that voice, I think that is what. So, but yeah,
we went deep then.
Wow, yeah.
We went into the deep end. What's going on there? Welcome back.
Yeah, God.
We're back.
That was good, boys. I like that.
That's way better than the comments.
Yeah. Maybe we should switch the segment for season 2.
It's all about mixing it up.
It was actually Will's idea. It was Will's idea.
I'm going to need that playlist again.
Maybe we listen to it together.
The last 10 minutes of the show is just us listening to the playlist.
Just sitting there.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to jump straight to Student of the Week. Now, normally we select one student and we tell a bit about their story and obviously what they've done and the hurdles they've faced and now what they're doing. But for this Student of the Week, I want to make it a tad more broad. A shout out to all the people that have been going through the first sale challenge. Right. We've been seeing all of these screenshots come in of people getting their first sale. Now, I'm sure you guys would agree with me. Like, it's all well and good when people hit 10K a month in profit, 30K, beyond that, maybe even less. Yeah. But what's really fulfilling is when someone who has so many limiting beliefs to overcome and so many challenges just to get their first sale. Yeah. I think it's harder to get your first than it is to get your 100th.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, it's that first one, all the things you have to learn.
Because it's you versus you. You've got to overcome yourself to get to that point.
Oh, goosebumps. Yeah, and you've just proven to yourself that not only can you run your own business, but you can literally just created some sort of income online. Like, that's the seed that's just been planted, that first sale. And it's just monumental.
And so we've been seeing lots of those come through in the platform. First sale challenge. It's just been really cool to see. And the whole pitch of that is it's a completely free course. Obviously, there are expenses involved in launching an e-commerce store. If we're going to break them down, you've got to buy a domain, probably cost you like 12 to 15 bucks. You need to register a business. That's free in most countries. Then you need to run some ads. Yeah. And the ads 30 to 50 a day when you're launching. You don't need to save 30 days of ad spend. You just have 2 to 3 days. You'll know if that product is worth pursuing. Yeah. And so don't go in with absolutely nothing. But even if you don't have anything, going into the information and learning from it. So you're ready and you're advancing. Yeah. And so we just wanted to present that as this thing that is there for beginners that are skeptical. mostly they're skeptical of us and can we deliver? So we want to answer that question. Yes, we can. The results are there. Why don't you just try it for yourself? And we'll show you. We'll get you the hardest part done, get you that first sale. But then beyond that as well, they've got to prove to themselves that they can do it.
Right, yeah.
Once people get their first sale, we see such a dramatic difference from first sale to 5K a month to 10K a month. Like the trajectory changes because they've unlocked something. It's like that Cha-Ching. Like it does something to you in the
mentality
brain.
for sure.
And now you think you can achieve anything. And I love that. And they can. So students of the week. Shout out to everybody recently who has joined First Sale Challenge.
It's wide angle opportunity.
Wide angle opportunity.
No, honestly, well done. Well done.
We're proud of you guys.
We are.
It truly is fulfilling to see those first sale announcements, honestly.
It is. They hit harder than the other ones sometimes. So
Yeah.
shout out to everyone there. And if you did want to try and get your first sale, I guess we'll leave the link to the challenge in the description. This show isn't here to pitch people on anything, but it's there. And
Quick word from our sponsors.
Quick word from our sponsor.
Us.
We don't have a sponsor. It's us. And we're going to wrap up this episode with the same thing that we wrap every episode up with. Some sauce.
Okay.
Some sauce.
I got some sauce straight off the back of that.
You got some barbecue?
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice, bro.
Like, to start the challenge and get your sale, it's just so much more than that. You're literally, what you said, Will, you're proving something to yourself. And I think with anything in life, you always unlock, at the other side of a challenge, you always unlock something within yourself. And this is proving to yourself firsthand. And that's why we do it, because we know that once you understand that what you're capable of, you can then go forward in your journey. But it's just that first step, getting that first Cha-Ching, and then they go, oh my gosh, there is a whole nother world out there. And it's like someone just pulls back the blinds and you can finally see out the window to what you're actually capable of. So challenge yourself in every aspect of life, because what you gain out of it is growth. And that's what we're pursuing. So that would be my sauce.
Love that, Josh.
Yeah, that's good, brother. I've got something just quick off that. And it's just, I guess I thought of it when you were speaking, just about the comfort zone. And this is something that I've been thinking about a lot recently. And I know it sounds cliche and people talk about it a lot, but getting out of your comfort zone is so important, right? Especially with business. I think that if you're not, I guess, putting yourself in a position where let's say that you're paying for a rent that you can't really afford, or you're eating out, or you're accumulating these bills that you can't really afford. What that does is you have two options. You can either go, crap, I can't afford this, everything's going to go bad. Or it actually creates a hunger and an ambition saying, look, this lifestyle, maybe I can't afford. I need to level up and earn more so I can afford it. Sometimes if you almost budget too much and try and control your expenses and everything, it's like you stay complacent. So I guess like seek the most in life, challenge yourself, get out of your comfort zone. Because I know that helped me so much. I remember when I first got into e-com, when I first moved to Dubai, when I first started, I guess spending less time with, it's hard to really articulate right now, but the whole point is like, make sure you're putting yourself in a position where you have to earn more. You need more, rather than like, I need this little bit to pay my bills. I don't know. It just makes such a big difference for me. And I think that mentality is really important, especially if you're that type of personality that can handle, I guess, the pressure and actually being out of your comfort zone. So
yeah.
Don't know if that made sense, but it made sense in my head.
It did, yeah.
Okay.
Bro. Well, I think this is fitting. The sauce that I want to share in this final episode of season 1 is that a lot of people will constantly consume information, going from video to video on YouTube, trying to think that if they watch that extra video, it's going to do everything for them and achieve their dreams. And what I've learned and been reminded of many times is that sometimes you just need to do the work. It's not another YouTube video. It's not another TikTok. It's not another Instagram value reel. Comment this for that. It is actually just doing the work. I like to think that most people know what they need to do. Most of the time, they just need someone to remind them of that. Just to say, yeah, you're right. You need to do that. And so that's the source that I've been reminded of this week, is that you can sit down and you can write your goals down 1,000,000 times, and you can mess around with making a brand new vision board. You just updated it last week, but I'm going to do it again. Yeah. I'm going to watch this motivational video, or I'm going to watch this 42-minute video on breaking down a whole business strategy. Like, there's learning, absolutely. Never stop learning. But there is a time where the work just needs to be done.
Very true.
You know what's interesting about that? Secret sauce is good, but sometimes rather than just thinking that there's a secret magic sauce that's just going to fix everything, is literally just like hard work. That is the secret sauce. But it's like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. The secret sauce isn't really a secret. Just show off and do the
work. Put the repetitions in, put the time in. Nice, bro. That's a good one.
And it sounds like business coaches saying, you just got to put those reps in, or you got to put the work in. But if we just break it down ultra simply, the things that you want are on the other side of the uncomfortable work that you're not wanting to do.
Mhm.
Like you just need to do it. And then once it's done, then you're going to achieve all those things.
What's the? I can't remember who said it, but there's a quote. Josh, you might know, but it's like, how are you so lucky in business or whatever it is? He's like, well, the harder I work, the luckier I get, and that's basically it.
50 Shades of Grey.
Was it?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I don't know if it was.
How did you know
I never watched that movie.
I watched it a few nights ago, and that was
Alone?
what it says right at the start.
Okay.
Yeah, I was alone.
Right after he listened to the Feels playlist.
It was a bad night for Joshua.
Oh crap! So is that episode 6?
That is season 1 done. Man.
Season 1. Because it's like change
1.
subject.
Yeah.
Did it work?
Season 1.
Oh, it's been
What have
cool.
you boys felt about this season? You enjoyed it?
I think it is great. I think it's going to be really fun to do in the future. I think it's going to be cool to do in new locations, and I think it's a great way for people to see who we are and how we interact when we're all together.
Yeah,
This is so natural and raw. This is so natural and raw. Honestly,
Yeah.
This isn't scripted, planned, anything. We're just in here chatting. So
Got an outline of segments, but that's
you've
it.
got the questions.
We haven't really, all three of us, we've obviously all been in content together. All three of us haven't really spoke on camera like this before. Is this the first time this season? Is the first time we've done something like this?
Like this, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, we've done, I guess, like
Vlogs or, been in videos together. But we hope all of you have really enjoyed this.
Yeah.
And you've had this opportunity to get to know us a little bit better.
Uh-huh.
The people that are in the ads, the annoying faces you see on Facebook and Instagram, whether you're in our community or you're not, we just hope that you've gotten something from this, something valuable, a lesson that we've learned, and hopefully our stories and everything that we've been through in some way will help you get there a little bit more quickly. That's the goal of all this. And to just have a bit of fun and make some content together. So that's the three of us, Austin, Josh, and Will. That's Freedom Club. Wrapped. Freedom
Thank you,
Fridays.
guys. Thank you for
Season
listening.
1.
See you next season.
See you next season, season 2.
Where are we going to be? No one knows.
No one knows. No one knows. No one knows.
All right.
See you, everybody.
See ya.
Bye.